Hi there, I'm April Sawtelle and welcome to my channel. Today we're just going to be making some really quick stuffed animals. This is Cut and Sew Animals by Sally Payne for Dashwood Studios. And it has a variety of animals on it. It's literally cut and sew. The directions on the side just say to cut along the dotted line, place right sides together, sew 1/4 inch seam allowance, and leave a couple inches for turning. Stuff and hand sew the opening. I'm not going to hand sew this. I'm going to be using my sewing machine. This fabric is by the panel, and the panel is about this big right here. I have 3 panels here. So I just cut the one off, and I am going to just start cutting out the stuffed animals. What a super fun way to have a little something for the little kids. I've got scissors, I've got tweezers in case you need to pull out any of the little points. I've got my rotary cutter, and I'm just going to use my little one because it's going to be easier for me to maneuver. I've got a chopstick, and I've got pins, and I've got clips. So just use whatever one works best for you. And I might be needing my iron, so I do have that on. I don't know as I'll use it, but I've got it on just in case. Okay, let's get started. And I'm just going to cut around each stuffed animal. So I'm going to just use the rotary cutter, and I'm going to rotary right around these because I'm not going to go exactly to the line. I'm just going to rough cut right around. Because when I sew this, it's just going to be more stuffing on the inside. So I'll just bring it up as close as I feel comfortable with the rotary cutter right up to the line. The directions say to cut to the line and cut around, but I'll be sure when I sew that I sew on the line. So I'm just going to go ahead. I'm going to cut all my pieces out here. I'm probably going to do a 1-hole panel. They're so adorable. I'll just get as close as I can to the line. You may just want to use scissors, whatever you're comfortable with. I'll see you when we get done cutting all the stuffed animals out. Okay, we're down to this one little guy right here. Look how adorable all of those little guys are. I'll see you over at the sewing machine. Okay, these little guys are so adorable. So now I'm just going to put right sides together, and I'm going to just sew around, and I'm going to leave about a 3-inch opening. That way I'll be able to turn this right side out after it's all done. All right, let's do it. So I'm going to just put right sides together, and because I didn't cut all the way to the line itself, I'm going to just start matching up areas where like the hands meet or something, where they've got like an indent here. That way I'll be sure to have everything lined up nice. So I'm just going to do that all the way around. And I might pick a couple of spots just to line those dots up. I don't mind leaving this overhang because that's just going to make more stuffing on the inside anyway. And it was easier cutting by doing it that way. If I would have had to cut right up to the line everywhere, it would have just, you know, it would have taken me a bit longer. So I'm just going to cut out here where this has that indent. I want to be sure to leave an indent there. And I'll go ahead and I'm going to match that little indent right up. And I'll just make sure here on this corner that those little lines match up as well. I'm just going to go ahead and leave approximately a 3-inch opening here at the bottom. So I'll start here, sew all the way around, and I'm going to end here. It'll be to turn it right side out as soon as I get this all sewn. I'm going to stay about a 1/4 inch in from the line. I've just got my needle set to the middle, and I'm going to put my presser foot right on this line here, and I'm going to follow the line. That will put me about a 1/4 inch on the inside of the line. And I'm going to start at my little line I made, and I'm going to give it a couple of stitches, and then give it a back stitch. And I'm just going to sew all the way around. I'll take my pins out as I get to them. When I get to one of these points, I'll just leave my needle down, and then I'm just going to turn it back around. I'm coming up on my stop point right here that I marked out for myself, and I'm going to give that a back stitch. This is all circular. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my scissors and I'm just going to make some snips all the way around, but just be careful not to snip into your seam here. You can bring it up close to it. This is going to help it lay flat when we turn it. You'll really want to be sure to do this on these corners. Give that a little bit of extra, because those points, we want them to turn. We want them to pop out and lay flat. You could trim this if you wanted, but I'm just going to use it as stuffing. Here's going to be another little point. You just want to make sure you get in there good. But don't cut into your seam. All right, now we're just going to turn this out. Right side out. Oh, these are going to be so sweet. All right, now I'm just going to use my chopstick, and I'm going to just use the blunt end, and I'm just going to be sure that all my seams are pushed out. You can just put your chopstick in there and like just give it some pressure. Don't push too hard, and kind of follow that all the way through. Now here was one of those little points that I was saying. So all you're going to do there is you're just going to push this point out. Now you'll need your pointy end for this, so go ahead, stick your pointy end in, but just don't push hard. You're just trying to roll that point out. See where this is kind of catching up right here? And we did trim in there. Let me see if there's a way for me to get that to pop out better than that, because that's what I was talking about. You want to make sure we cut down in there so it doesn't do this right here. All right, let's see if I can fix that. That's why it's important to snip those corners really good right here. All right, let's look on the inside at that little piece right there. I might be able to make another little snip somewhere. Oh, I see. There's still a piece tucked up in there. That's why. There, okay. See, this was still tucked down in. So flip it right side out and just push the seams out. I'm going to take the pointy part now, and I'm just going to go ahead and push out the seams on these little hands here. And they're little, and you just take a little bit of maneuvering, okay? And you just push the seam out. What you're really doing here is you're just making it so this, see the seam here? You want that to the edge. See how this is tucked in right here? We don't want that. We want that pushed right out. We want the seams pushed out. So that's what the chopstick's for. I'll put my blunt edge back in and follow this around, pulling the seam out to the edge. Right? And now we're at one of these little, we're at another little point there. Let's see if I can push that out with his little feet. All right, and now what I'm going to do, I'm going to go around one more time with my blunt edge and just work those seams one more time. And I've got the feet pushed out. You can see that. Those are pushed right out to the edge. And maybe I can do a little bit more right here. Let's see. I just want to get that nice and rounded on the edge. Okay, that looks good. I'm just going to give this a quick press with the steam. And that's just getting those seams because I just pushed them all out, so. Now I'm just going to take some of my stuff in. I'm going to stuff that right inside of it. And you're going to want to make sure that you get any areas that have points like this. You're going to want to make sure you push the stuffing up into there. And you can just do that either with your fingers, or If your fingers can't reach, just go ahead and use your chopstick. Just want to make sure that's all filled out. So I can also just use my thumb to fill that in. And my hands won't reach way up in there, so I want to be sure that he is good and stuffed up there. And you just keep stuffing him until you feel like he has enough stuffing in him. And believe it or not, these little guys take quite a bit. That was a pretty good pile I had right there, and he's still not full. You just want to make sure that all parts of it are filled out. Once you feel like you have enough stuff in, you can move it around with your hands a little bit to make it all nice and even. Just give it a little roll. Now we need to seal up this bottom hole. So take your fingers, make sure your stuffing's all on the inside good. Pull that to its natural state. When you stick your fingers in here and go like this, it will just kind of fold over itself to where it wants to go. And then you're just gonna line this up and we're gonna put some pins in there. All right, I've got that all pinned. Now I'm just gonna sew about 1/8 of an inch all the way across that opening. I'll start, give it a back stitch, and I'm gonna end, and I'm gonna give it a back stitch. I'll need to take my tray off for that so I can maneuver this a little bit better. And once you get it underneath your presser foot, put your presser foot down at about 1/8 of an inch, drop your needle, and then start sewing. Give it a couple of stitches, and then give it a couple of back stitches. And then take your needles out as you go. All right, I'm coming up to the end, and I'm gonna go ahead, come over it a little bit, and give it a couple of back stitches right there. Okay, then just cut any loose threads. Look at that little guy. Oh my goodness, look how cute. Okay, I'm gonna just do this to all of these. I'm just gonna batch sew all of mine. What I'll do when I get to the end is I'll give that a little press to get those marks off there with the iron. Okay, I'm just gonna do that, and I'll see you in just a second after I get them all sewn. So here's my little pillows. I only made a few of them, and they are adorable. Cute, 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 and cute. Decided not to make all of them because I thought that I would rather I thought that this might be enough little pillows to make with them. I might save all these pieces and do some raw edge applique with them because I thought I think they would look great on a quilt or on a pillowcase or on a bag or on a little wall hanging. And I even thought that with the ones that I have cut that like didn't have eyes and stuff, I can make a bag and I could put like a button on it. I feel like this panel is really a multi-use panel. I'm really happy that I bought these, and I'm really happy that I cut them all out. I just feel like I can do a whole bunch of things with them. Okay, that's it for today. I'll see you next time. Remember to keep it simple. Have a great day. Thanks for watching. Bye. Don't forget to subscribe. Say bye, little Miss Reddy Thready.